Oh, hold on. It said, please try again. Oh, okay, we're live now. Oh, I love it. Oh, hold on, hold on. One more thing. Post publicly. Go live. Well, it says that we're live, so I'm assuming that I'm getting sort of like a conflicting thing, but be that as it may, this is Devin Galladay with In the Know Traveler, the editor-in-chief for the last 12 years. And I am excited today because I have been to this country multiple times, absolutely love it. Today I am with Massi Devoto Chen, he wears a whole lot of hats. But the most important thing is, if you want to know about Costa Rica, this is the guy that is going to help you understand what to do, where to go, how to do it, all that kind of fun stuff. And we're going to talk about his many hats. Massi, thank you so much for being here today. And I know that's not a fair description of man of many hats, but I think in your case it's true, correct?
Yes, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk with you and with everybody that is seeing it. Yeah, I've been in the tourist industry for about 18 years, and I like to do many different things. That's why, first of all, I have my adventure company. We are located in the area of Turrialba, what is the adventure capital of Costa Rica. We do water rafting, canyoneering, mountain bike, long hikes in the jungle, zip lines, and a lot of other activities. Also, I'm the president of the Costa Rican Professional Tourism Association. Then the members of the association as people that graduate from college in a tourism degree or in other degrees, but that have more than 5 years working on the tourist industry.
So you wear many hats. So you do a lot of things, and thank you again so much for, thank you so much for being here. And as you were talking, when I first came to Costa Rica, I stayed in an area outside of Puerto Jimenez, and it was gorgeous. And I mean, like, no joke. We showed up at night over a rickety ramshackle road. And in the morning, I was woken up by howler monkeys. And by breakfast, I think I had seen 4 types of monkeys. I had seen sloth. I had seen macaws and wild parrots. And a matter of fact, there was like a family of monkeys that were sort of like porched on sort of like my patio of my room. And they were grooming themselves. And then, I mean, I saw turtle eggs and wild coatis and what's that one? Agouti. I mean, I saw so many things, even leopard tracks. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Nature has got to be, without question, I mean, Costa Rica knows this, is absolutely known for its nature and its adventure, because you are going out into a place on the wild. I mean, you live in Costa Rica. What's your experience, Massi?
Yeah, I'm glad that you have the opportunity to come to Costa Rica and visit one of the most beautiful areas of the world, and is the Osa Peninsula. Over there, I like to go for my personal vacation. It's just been, I many times, I remember the show, The Gilligan Island, because I grew up seeing that show on the TV. Yeah. And when I go there, I feel like I'm in the Gilligan Island. All the hotels are small in that area, respect the nature. You wake up early in the morning. The howler monkeys are very noisy, actually are the noisiest animals in the new tropics. And that combined that we have with the nature and the physical activities that you do is what makes Costa Rica a very, very unique experience. It's not, as you experience, when you are there, you are very remote, but it's not even far from the cities. You can take a 30-minute flight or drive over there.
So what was it in terms of one of, like, I don't even know if this is adventure, but what I remember, matter of fact, specifically about that trip, and this is what was one of the things that really was remarkable to me, is that I went out with a guide, actually one for birding, which was interesting, and beautiful and amazing how she spotted these different birds, because we had like telescopes to see them. I mean, it was remarkable how she did this. But on a couple of the nights, we had a guy who would take us out for sort of like night walks, and he would point out animals and spiders and lizards and creatures that you don't see in so many other parts of the world. And I mean, quite literally, some amazing, amazing insects. So is that part of the adventure, or what are you defining as an adventure in Costa Rica?
Okay, we can go with different levels of adventures. As I always say, make your mind to travel to a foreign country is your first adventure. No, that is always going to be adventure. I'm going to go to a foreign country. People speak different language. What I'm going to do in immigration on the airport, all that start with your adventure, and then you go to different levels. Hiking in the jungle is a very, very interesting adventure that you can do, and also do whitewater rafting. You go through the whole aspects of the adventure in Costa Rica. Now, what you did is one of the best things that you can do. Why? In the forest, the majority of animals, bugs, bigger animals, they are nocturnal. So they are very nice to see what is going on at night on the forest. And not just the behavior of the bugs and the animals, also the plants. How, for example, there are different types of fungus that are fluorescent. And when you hike at night, mostly in the Osa Peninsula, when you are, sometimes you have the opportunity to see it. When we go in the forest and we hear all the bugs, they are calling each other to mate. That is the reality what is happening. All that noise is animals trying to mate. And when you hike at nighttime, you can see the opportunity where they congregate, not just bugs, also frogs and different types of animals that go at nighttime to do what we do.
It's absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I am not, like, my days of whitewater rafting are probably over, but it's really wonderful to know that the opportunity exists for Costa Rica. So we've talked a little bit about the Oso Peninsula, which I remember very well. I've also done some travel along the area around Tortuguera, as well as San Jose. I loved all of it. Like, I'm a huge fan of Costa Rica because it's unique and interesting and beautiful, and its nature is very, very much intact. Like, I just remember seeing forests and jungle almost everywhere that I had went. What areas in Costa Rica do you think are really important for people to know about?
Okay, something important about Costa Rica is that you have to combine the area where you want to go with the time that you want to go. Because we are so diverse that we have different animals with different behaviors in different parts of the year. For example, if you are a bird lover and you want to have an adventure in base of birds, we have the bird migration from the Caribbean side to the central mountains that happened in October. And then that is the best time to go to the South Caribbean. The South Caribbean is green all the way to the beach. What is important, I just talking with a friend that is coming, and we were talking about going there. Say, okay, you have to be prepared to be in the jungle all the time in your beach vacation. What is great is green, have everything. Now, you went to Tortuguero. Starting in July, we have the green turtle nesting. That is one of the most important areas in the hemisphere for the green turtles to nest. And you can experience that at nighttime, and during the day, go through all the canals. And you can do it in a boat, or you can kayak the canals as well. Our flat water, crocodiles never attack kayaks, don't worry about. You can see it. You can see when you are there. And it give you different parts of that. Also, the humpback whale migration is in the Pacific side from January to March, and then from June to August, and then going to the South Pacific or North Pacific in that time of the year, it's pretty cool. I always try to match culture, because also we have festivals. Then, for example, Envision Festival, that is a great music festival in the south of Costa Rica, or the Calypso Festival, that is in the Caribbean part. And you talk about San Jose too. San Jose can give you a very interesting feeling for 1 or 2 nights that you are there. What I recommend to people is, okay, before you go home, go to a nice hotel in San Jose, relax, go to the central market, eat the local food, see how the products and the people buy over there, the flowers, and take the chance to go to some of the museums like the Gold Museum and the Jade Museum. And at nighttime, the restaurants are just spectacular in San Jose.
So before we move on to San Jose, when you were talking about the Pacific side versus the Caribbean side, I think that makes sense if you're looking on a map, but I don't know if it helps people plan a trip. So if they are thinking of going to, let's say, the Caribbean side, what cities are sort of like the best or the best hubs for places to either explore or to kind of like create a little base camp and hang out in this town, so when they go explore and see animals and wildlife, that they have like a specific place that they can target?
Yeah, the Caribbean side we divided in the North Caribbean and the South Caribbean. When we talk about the North Caribbean, are next to the beach, but that area is more about nature. You will be in the canals, it's a very humid forest, seeing a lot of nature, but that is a nature trip and not a beach trip. Then if what you wanted is being in an area that is very what you have in mind about the Caribbean, no? All the colors, the black music, the food, and all that, then it's the South Caribbean. And we have 2 towns there. Cahuita, that is next to the Cahuita National Park. That area is great for hiking, snorkeling, or just laying on the beach over there. And Puerto Viejo, that is our funky town. In there, yeah, if you want to go out, there are a lot of experience to go out, but not crowded discotheques with loud music. In there are small bars where the people dance and are next to the beach. We'll have you the real feeling of the Caribbean. I tell the people that like food that in the South Caribbean, you can find some of the best restaurants in Costa Rica. Just my tip, always go to a restaurant before you get hungry. People in the restaurant, they are great cooks, but they're never in a hurry.
That's hilarious. So obviously we have a little bit of an island time thing that's going on the Caribbean. This is not necessarily surprising to anybody who's done some traveling. So in the North Caribbean, is there a particular city or town that we should be aware of when planning a trip to go there to explore the nature?
Yeah, I would recommend, again, 2 areas. One area is the Tortuguero that we've been talking about. It's the most developed area for tourism. But again, in there, the hotels, when you are in the canals, you almost cannot see the hotels because everything is covered for vegetation. That's why even like there are many hotels there, you don't see the hotels pretty often. And then a little bit south of Tortuguero is the Pacuare River mouth. Then that area is very cool to visit from May to June, because the leatherback turtles that are bigger turtles than the green turtles lay their eggs in that area, and are about 4 conservation centers there. And you can go during the day and see the work that they do to free the small turtles, how they work, transporting the eggs, avoiding that the dogs or natural disaster will attack that nest that are in endangered species.
So are these, talking about Tortuguero, you're talking about the black sand beaches, is that correct?
Yes, when we go to the North Pacific and pretty close also to Puerto Viejo, all the beaches are black beaches. What is just great to see something different. Also, when I say when you are very pale and you lay it on the beach, everybody noticed when you were there.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, but it's a good experience. You can take a lot of great pictures.
No, totally. And I have taken some great pictures. As a matter of fact, when I post this interview, I'm going to include, some photos from my trip to Tortuguera in it, because again, the pictures of the animals, the pictures of the turtles are impressive, really incredible. Matter of fact, I was told, correct me if I'm wrong, that the part of the way that the turtles always know to return to these beaches has to do with the black sand itself. Is that correct?
Yes, one of the theories of the biologists have is that when the journey that the little turtles make from their nets to the beach, to the ocean, they get the different minerals and the sense of where they are for the black sand then get into the skin. And they remember and they come back 30 years later to the exact same place. That is a great memory.
Yeah, no, that's again remarkable. I can't go on enough. So that's the Caribbean side, correct?
Yes.
All right. So what's happening over on the Pacific?
Okay, in the Pacific side, we can divide it. The North Pacific area. I always recommend to the people to come to Costa Rica to visit the boutique hotels. And doesn't matter your budget. You have small hotels in all the budgets, from very expensive, fancy boutique hotels to local places. Hotels on many, about 20 rooms, they give you the real experience of Costa Rica. And you can find those hotels everywhere, but talking specifically about the Pacific side, you have the North Pacific area that is more developed. But again, always when I say more developed is compared in Costa Rica, that nothing is really developed.
Right.
And in there are great towns like Tamarindo or Playa del Coco. Then you have good surf, really good surf. Tamarindo is great if you want to take surfing lessons because the waves are perfect for beginners. Then you still going a little bit south to Santa Teresa. That is the last frontier. And there are the best sunsets of Costa Rica. It's amazing how you can, what you can experience over there. A lot of yoga retreats as well. If you are into the yoga, that is the area. Then you can go and spend your time. Montezuma, that is another funky town that we have in that area. And go over there. The transportation is so cool because if you land in San Jose, then you have to take more or less, a little bit less than 2 hours to get to Punta Arenas. In Punta Arenas, you take a ferry that goes across the peninsula, across the Gulf to get to the other side of the peninsula. And in there, you take another transportation to get you to Santa Teresa. I highly, highly recommend that area of Costa Rica. And as we talk, we have the South Pacific, where it starts with Manuel Antonio National Park. That is one of the most important national parks of Costa Rica. I never guarantee wild animals. If you come to Costa Rica, you are going to see wildlife, but it's wildlife. We don't have a tie to guarantee that you're going to see it. But if you go to Manuel Antonio, the monkeys are going to be there. Be careful. They steal your stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And going to the southern part, you will pass for towns like Uvita, Drake Bay, Puerto Jimenez, where you stay, and the Sweet Gulf, the Golfo Dulce. Then if you are into the sea kayaking, that is the perfect place to go sea kayaking. You can do 2-3 days trip, flat water, and not experience needed.
So all of that sounds incredible. So you were talking about when you go to, and this is exactly what happened for me. I flew into San Jose. I spent a night downtown, I think like Avenida Uno, or First Avenue. I'm ruining Spanish for anybody who's listening. But stayed in town. I went on my adventure. I returned back to San Jose. As a matter of fact, when you were talking about going to the Central Market, which is an incredible place to see all kinds of little eateries. I personally love, there's an ice cream store in there that, if I'm not mistaken, has been there for generations. It has one flavor. I can't even tell you what the flavor is. It's kind of like vanilla and chocolate and some other things. I don't know what's going on with that flavor. But anyway, I highly recommend it. It's like helado. What's the name of this place? And what should we be doing in San Jose?
Yeah, that place that you are talking is the helado de sorbetera. Yeah, it's a famous place. They don't give you the recipe. Nobody knows what is in there, but tastes great. Great. They say it's a mix. I think they have something like cocoa. I mean, they made the chocolate, but the seed, the cocoa seed, vanilla, and I feel like probably they have some peanuts too. But I just every time that I go there, I love to eat my ice cream. The places there is real local food. The people that work around the market, they go for lunch over there. We have restaurants that we call it corretes. That means move it, move, because are very, very small seats and you have to sit next to each other and eat there. And I highly recommend, and if you eat beef, to have the olla de carne. That is a soup with a lot of root vegetables and beef that you can enjoy it over there. The market has different areas. For example, going to the flower area of the market is just amazing. See all the colors of the different flowers. And to go to that area, you have to go through the tortillas part, where you have all these ladies making fresh tortillas that are just delicious. Another things to go in San Jose is one area that we call La Luz Avenue. In that avenue, many local and international restaurants are opening over there. At nighttime is another great ice cream there. You can have very ice creams making with liquor, what is good. That's very good to be in there. And the microbreweries are in fashion in Costa Rica. That's why you can find many, many different type of local beers to enjoy when you are in San Jose. And of course, the museums. We have the Gold Museum. Even like if you are not into museums, going to the Gold Museum and the J Museum is a great experience because you are going to learn about our culture through the art of our indigenous people that worked with the gold and with the jade many, many years ago. And those museums are in the top 3 of the world of jade and gold. And it's a great time to be in peace and see a little of our culture.
Well, I think that's the whole point. I mean, to be quite honest with you, don't get me wrong. I the things that I always end up taking back with me when I travel is the people that I meet and the experiences I have based upon our differences. I couldn't stress it strongly enough how much I absolutely love it. Again, I've had the good fortune to visit Costa Rica a lot. So we've covered the Caribbean side, we've covered the Pacific side, we've covered just a teensy bit. And of course, these are just little moments. I mean, we could be talking about Costa Rica all day long. But we've covered the 2 coasts. We've covered a little bit of San Jose. I also remember visiting just outside of San Jose, the volcano. I also remember going to a couple of the towns. I think Paraiso was one of them that are, really interesting, cute, small towns that are where you're just going to have that much more culture, but more in a town-like setting. Did I miss?
Costa Rica has many volcanoes. We have more than 90 volcanoes, and that is a great attraction to visit. Just out of the Central Valley, out of the city of San Jose, we have 4 different volcanoes. 3 of them are with different type of activities, not danger for the people, but a lot of activity. You can see all the steam coming out. Once in a while, small eruptions and come from, are not lava eruptions. Most of those lavas are mud and gas then come out. And the area of Cartago, Paraiso that you were saying, that was the first city the first European city in Costa Rica, and we still having the church that was the first church that established over there. And Costa Rica is about the people. Now, when you come to Costa Rica, that is going to give you a big, big impression. We try to be friendly. We are so lucky that we don't have an army since 1948. That's why most of the people of Costa Rica never saw a soldier in their entire life. They don't know what is that. That gives us a sense of peace and is different than other countries. In Costa Ricans always want to help. Something very interesting about Costa Rica is that people want to help even if they don't know how to do it. You ask for an address, and they are going to try to give you the address even if they don't know where it is. They're going to say, stop, wait, I'm going to talk with my uncle. He knows. And they come inside the house and bring the uncle, and the uncle doesn't know. And they stop people, and they don't let you go. They don't let you go until they have a solution for you. Okay, and that is such a nice thing that you can experience when you come here. Cut.
Was that it?
Yeah. No, I need to plug the electricity in my computer.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Well, truthfully, what we can do is this, because we've kind of covered everything, right, Massi?
Okay.
And under the worst case scenario, we'll just talk to you some more. So how about we do this? We'll wrap it up. We've learned a whole truckload of things about Costa Rica. Massi, can you tell us if people are interested in your tours or other things about Costa Rica? Is there a website or an email address that people should know about?
Yes, if you want to know more about Costa Rica, you can visit our website and Explore Natura.
Okay, Explore Natura, and I will make sure that we get the correct spelling for that. Yeah,
explorenatura.com. All the emails that you send through the website come to my email. And my personal email too is Massi, that is MASSI @explorenatura.com.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Massi. This has been enlightening, and all you did was inspire me to return to Costa Rica. How dare you? So I plan on coming again soon. I'm sure and readers will be as well. Massi, thank you again so much for your time. And again, go to explorenatura.com. I'm going to make sure that that is posted all legible and there's direct links to you. And thank you so much for your time. And hopefully you and I will meet each other again, perhaps somewhere in San Jose.
Yeah, great. I hope that you come back to Costa Rica, and I'll be waiting for you. And I maybe convince you to go whitewater rafting.
Is there seatbelts? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, perhaps. I will go. Anyway, thank you, Massi. Let's talk soon. And again, now you are in the know about Costa Rica.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
fun. Pura vida.
Pura vida. Okay, you still with me?
Yes, I'm going to connect the electricity because...
Did I lose you? I might have.